Apple finally dropped the invites for WWDC 26, and this is shaping up to be one of the most important dub-dubs in a long time. Last year, Apple released Apple Intelligence, and let's be honest, they flopped really hard. So this year, Apple has a whole lot to prove. They have to prove that they can still compete in the AI space, just like everybody else. So in this video, I'm going to be going over everything we're expecting to see Apple release in WWDC this year, so let's get into it. Some of these leaks are kind of crazy. To us consumers, for the longest time, it has never felt like Apple is actively falling behind in anything, but when it comes to AI, they are. Because not only are companies like Google and Samsung releasing really great AIs for their phones and other devices, even companies like Nothing are starting to release really cool AI tools that you can use on your phone, and suddenly it feels like Apple is doing nothing. When they released Apple Intelligence last year, they promised us a whole lot of features that we've still don't have. And because Apple fell behind so hard, Apple Intelligence right now is an image generator and some writing tools and a couple of things for developers, but that is very niche and doesn't really matter to the main consumer. And we all know that Siri still sucks, so that is the one thing that Apple is really trying to fix this year. So we're expecting a huge Siri overhaul that turns it from a command-based assistant to a more conversational AI assistant that can do things across your device and actually answer your questions. We already know that Apple has partnered with Google Gemini to make this as easy as they can make it right now. I do think that in the future they're going to build everything in-house. We saw the same thing with Intel and their chips, but that's a different video. But when it comes to Apple's relationship with OpenAI, that is slowly falling apart, and I don't think it's going to last much longer. Now, we're also expecting a huge overhaul to Apple Intelligence, which could give us a couple of things. Now, Apple Intelligence 2.0 is supposed to be the biggest jump in AI that they're gonna make, even though that was supposed to happen last year. But apparently we're supposed to be getting better AI summaries for your notifications, some better AI writing tools, photo editing that is also AI based, etc. But there are two huge things that we're expecting to see with Apple Intelligence that will completely change the game. Now, the first one isn't really that big, but it's AI generated shortcuts, meaning you can just say in plain text what you want a shortcut to do for your phone or for your Mac, and it can design that for you instead of you having to watch a bunch of YouTube videos on how to use shortcuts. But the even bigger thing is Apple is supposedly releasing their own search engine that is AI powered that will compete with the likes of Perplexity and Gemini. Because not everybody is just Googling things anymore. We all go to ChatGPT or whatever AI assistant we use and we'll ask it questions there. So if Apple can pull off doing that natively on the iPhone, that would be insane. Next up, we have the camera app. It's supposed to be getting another update that it really doesn't need at this point, but it's basically just going to integrate AI into the camera app, which is probably a bad thing, but we'll see. But because of that, we're going to be getting a cleaner UI and also some visual intelligence features that'll maybe help you shoot your photos better or just completely change the way they look to make them look better to the average person. Personally, in my opinion, iPhone photos have been getting slowly worse and more over-processed looking over the last couple of years, and I feel like this is just going to make that worse, but we'll see when it comes out. Now we have to talk about the iPad, because in the last couple of years, it's been in a weird place between trying to just be a tablet and trying to be a laptop. And we're expecting to see Apple nudge it more in that laptop direction because we're going to be getting even better window multitasking, file management, and also external monitor support, meaning instead of having to plug in your Mac, I could just plug in your iPad and boom, you have a monitor that runs basically macOS. Now, we've seen Apple slowly nudging towards this for a very long time, but this could be the one update that makes iPad feel like a Mac. Now, as for macOS, we're expecting to see even more AI integration into the very spine of the system. Also with macOS 27, they're going to be ending Intel support, so any apps or games that you have that were Intel based, they probably won't work anymore. But the one good update to macOS 27 that we're expecting to see is really good gaming support. Because if you have a Mac, you know how freaking annoying it is to get your favorite games onto your Mac. I mean, the M4 and the M5 are stupidly powerful chips, and they could probably run a lot of games really well. they just refuse. So having native game support would be really freaking cool. I really hope they do this. All right, now when it comes to visionOS, we're not expecting to see major changes. They're just gonna make visionOS 27 maybe more stable, possibly add a couple of extra features, but nothing major. But what I'm interested in is what visionOS means for the future of Apple. Because at this point, we've all seen the rumors for Apple Glass, and we know that the very first version of Apple Glass isn't gonna have a screen on it, but in the future, maybe in generation 2 of Apple Glass, they might throw a screen on it like the Meta displays, and visionOS would be kind of perfect for that. And now again, they're not going to be dropping Apple Glass this year, but I think WW might be the perfect place for them to just put a little teaser on the screen and absolutely break the internet. But even though WWDC is supposed to be software focused, every once in a while Apple will tend to drop a device or something during WW. So here are some possible hardware announcements that we might see. Now there's a rumor that we might see an actual smart home display, which is basically just the HomePod, but with like an iPad mini screen on it, so there can be more interactions with that whole, ecosystem that way. We're also expecting to see some more AI integration into the HomePod, and throwing a screen on that would make it even better. But here's what Apple actually needs to do, because if they do another WWDC where they just demo a couple of AI features and they don't actually ship them in like the next couple of months, oh man, it's not going to go well for them. I mean, even if they decide this year to publicly announce that, oh, we're still working on some of these features so they won't be coming out, it's still not going to go well, because last year they basically didn't even warn anybody. Now Apple is kind of obsessed over the whole privacy thing, and them working with Gemini I think kind of breaks that rule that they have, which is why I'm kind of scared, because that might actually get some of these features postponed to a later date. And I know that a lot of people don't actually like AI at all, but let me ask you, what features are you hoping to see Apple drop in WW this year? Go ahead and comment down below. But yeah, that's all for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.